Hello, everyone. I am William Jamar Wright,
And I'm Hattie.
and this is our podcast. What are we doing? What are we doing? How are you doing?
We are getting our heads screwed on straight after a nice vacation in Colorado to visit my family for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So running all the errands, cleaning all the things, just
Yeah.
getting back in the groove.
So it's definitely happy Thanksgiving to everyone. And since it is Thanksgiving, it's always a good thing to kind of show your gratification and kind of reflect on things that you're thankful for, which is definitely what this holiday is about. And I feel like every year at your families for Thanksgiving, we go around the table and everyone gives a few minutes and says what they're thankful for. And I thought that would be just like an appropriate podcast topic, just in going with the theme of gratitude and being thankful. And so, that's what this episode, and that is what we're doing this month. We are kind of expressing our gratification and just talking about some things that we're grateful for.
Well, would you like to start off in
Sure.
expressing your gratitude?
Sure. So this year, I'm definitely I'm in the role of past 2 years I've been coaching, and I would just say over my life, I've had a lot of different coaches that have been very influential for me in helping me, whether it be get to college or kind of having that thought process of always trying to push me. So the first thing that I'm kind of really thankful for is just all of the different coaches that have been in my life, and there's been so many, but two really kind of stand out. One is Coach Bobby Bentley, who's at the University of South Florida right now. He's their wide receiver coach, and he was my high school head coach. And I'm really thankful for him because he always had he focused on the little things, but he always had kind of the big picture in mind, especially with our program and everything we did. There were so many times where we would do a little thing on Fridays called circle meeting, where 3 guys, most of the times it was seniors, they would get up and they would talk just about their livelihood and where they're from and kind of who they are. And I reflect back on that, and it's kind of it's basically what it is. It's men expressing their emotions and talking about themselves.
What a novel concept.
In front of others, and it definitely, I feel like that was I learned so much from those. And that's kind of just a small thing that he did, but it had such a huge impact on us all. Just getting to know each other, and men already struggle to talk to other men.
Not just other men.
Yeah. So it was just it was a lesson that I didn't know was being taught that I look back on and be man, that was an important tool that was taught to us, even though we felt this is just something we got to do. But it was a very important tool that we had, and it was a very useful tool, I think, or at least for me throughout the rest of my life. So I'm very thankful to Coach Bentley, who also he did so much work in terms of talking to college coaches and helping me through the recruiting process, which was something I had never done, my mom had never done. And so having someone to kind of be there to kind of bounce ideas off of, and he would give advice, and so that was really a crucial he was a crucial coach, pivotal coach in my lifetime. So I'm very thankful for him. And then I'd say a college coach was probably or not probably, but just Ted Roof. He definitely helped instill a lot of leadership in me. Like he definitely, I feel like, invested in me. Maybe some of that was because like as one of the better players, so like you want to invest in your better players, and I definitely understand that aspect. But I definitely felt like he was just a great person and a great leader. We didn't win the most games, but like as a man, I don't think you could find a better man to be a leader for modeling young people. So I definitely appreciate those two coaches, and just there's so many different coaches that play a role in either my little league or as I grew older that I'm very thankful for. So on this Thanksgiving, I'm definitely thankful and thinking of all those coaches that had an influence and an impact on my life.
Nice.
So what's the thing that you're thankful for?
Well, I'm thankful for you. I really am. I feel like I say it all the time, but it's because it's true. I'm thankful that we have a pretty drama-free relationship, pretty good communication in our relationship, and you know, there's always room for growth in any aspect, and no relationship is perfect, and ours certainly isn't, but it's pretty close. But I mean, truly, the things I'm generally thankful for that come to mind first are people and relationships. So one important one to me is our relationship, and it's kind of been a focus for us this year because of the wedding and everything.
Yeah.
But also for me is family, and so I often think about my family, and we're generally very respectful to each other, hold each other in high regard, also treat each other well, help each other out, and are there for each other. And I think that's really important and something I'm really grateful for, because not everybody has that. I you know, that's certainly one of my biggest blessings in life, and I feel like adding you to my family has been, you know, all of those same things are also present in our relationship.
Yeah.
And so I think it's an easy transition, and you know, that life can be hard, and you don't need more hardship when you come home at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Like, having someone who's there for you and who's willing to listen to you, willing to help you any way they can, is something I'm really grateful for. And I strive to do the same for you, but yeah, two of the biggest things that I'm grateful for this year are my family and you. But I'm definitely grateful for, you know, a lot of other little things that I probably take for granted most of the time, but I do find this time of year is a good time for me to think back and just notice them. And that would be things like a roof over our head consistently. Like, I'm not worried about where our next meal is coming from, right? Like, I get to have first world problems. And so that's something I'm really grateful for, and something I don't think I spend quite enough time appreciating in the day-to-day, but I would like to take some time this Thanksgiving to appreciate that.
Good.
And kind of, I kind of missed a big one. I'm a little embarrassed talking about the friends and the family and you. I'm also in that same group is my group of close friends. So I feel the same about my group of close friends, and I'm also extremely grateful for them. And so I would be remiss if I didn't express my gratitude for people in my life that are not necessarily blood relatives, but have done the same in showing up consistently, being there for me consistently, you know, willing to listen whenever I have a problem, willing to help in any way they can at any moment. It's pretty rare to find so many people that are, you know, willing to do those things, and so I feel incredibly lucky and incredibly grateful to have such good relationships in my life. So
good. Well, I think, like, for me, the second thing I would say that, like, I'm very thankful for is, some of you know, some of you don't know, but the past 2 years I've been teaching at a charter school here in Arizona, And this year I've actually moved into like a lead teacher role, and I have a TA assistant, and we work as a group, the whole third grade, and I'm very thankful for my kind of team that I work with. We have a very like kind of, I wouldn't say we're the closest group, like we're not hanging out on the weekends or anything, but like when we're at work, we work well together. And then my teacher assistant, Mrs. Ryan, she's been teaching for over like 20 years. The year she got married was the year I was born. So she's been in this game for a while, and she has just been like she has so much wisdom, and like she has a lot of really good ideas on like classroom management, and like our like styles kind of work well together. She's very much like tell you how it is, like whether you like it or not, and like that's her personality, and I can handle it. Like I definitely,
you might even appreciate it.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate when like people don't sugarcoat things and just say what's on their mind. And she also just has like a lot of good ideas. She's been there to help me when like I'm not sure about things, or like I want to bounce an idea off you, like what do you think about this? And like she'll never hesitates to be like, hey, like I've done this way in the past, and like maybe you should think about this. And I would definitely say like if I decline to do it, like her feelings don't get hurt, and she's like sad for a week. But like we have a very good relationship, and I'm very thankful for like her communication style and like the team that we have, as well as like all of my little students. It's definitely a blessing to be able to work with them and try to help build them into good, outstanding human beings. So I've enjoyed this year. We're about halfway through. Got a couple more weeks here in the second quarter, but it's definitely been a good year that I am thankful for.
That's awesome. Yay.
So you have anything else? I was thinking we would kind of go back and forth here.
I kind of grouped all of mine into one with the relationships, family,
okay,
you and friends, and then also the having first world problems and being grateful for all the little things that, you know, often get taken for granted. Like another example was things like having a car, right? Like when I was taking the bus that 6 weeks when my car was getting fixed, supply chain demands, that's why it took so long. But you know, I was also very grateful that we have infrastructure in our country to have a bus system. Do you know what I mean? Like we have the luxury of working all over the place. Some people work remotely now. Some people, you know, it's unfortunate to have a long commute, but it's also nice to be able to like have opportunities and realize opportunities even if they're not within walking distance from where you live. Do you know what I mean? And to be able to have the flexibility to take a job that's 40 minutes away or what have you. You know, little things like that could make a big impact if, you know, wasn't possible in your life. So
well, I definitely like, this is kind of like, as a fan, like I am a huge like Duke basketball fan, and I have kind of been even when I was little, like I just like when I was in high school, like my freshman year, my coach was like, hey, like where if you could play anywhere, where would you like to play? I was like, I would like to play at Duke. And that was kind of like, that's kind of the point that I realized like I really enjoy Duke basketball and kind of what they stood for. So I'm very thankful, like first of all, that like I never reached my dream of playing basketball for Coach K, but I got to go to games at Cameron. I got to I met Coach K a number of times, or interacted with him a number of times, and to know people on his staff, and like I'm very thankful for that time. And I was kind of in proximity to Duke basketball, and this year being his last year, and watching the team play and compete together, and knowing that like I had a very small part in like a couple of the players that are still there and like helping them do outreach and community service stuff, but like I feel like a little part of me is like still I had some impact on those kids, and I like to see them doing well, and so I'm very thankful that like we have the ability to kind of watch Coach K's last season, and Duke basketball, and seeing them be successful. And kind of on that note, today it was announced that Coach Cut and Duke will be mutually parting ways. So I'm definitely very thankful for Coach Cutcliffe, another coach. And first of all, everything that he's done for like Duke football, like he brought us a Coastal Division championship, took us to the Peach Bowl, went to 6 bowl games after like there was literally Duke football was a barren desert. Like we were like just a struggle of all struggles. Like we struggled to win games, we struggled to like get recruits. Like it was just a struggle, and he definitely raised the bar for Duke football, and I'm thankful for that. Thankful to have the opportunity to work under him, and see kind of his standard for excellence on a day in and day out basis, and the way he treated people. It was a pivotal point in my life, and he definitely had an impact, and I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for him. So Duke is, as you can imagine, was a very influential place not only from a sports aspect, but from a life aspect, and teaching me values that I still hold today.
Yeah, same here. Hard same. I can't emphasize that enough. But this isn't really a thankful thing, but just an observation. There's a lot of turnover at Duke this year.
Yeah.
New athletic director Nina King,
Yes.
Coach K and Coach Cut are retiring or parting ways. New cheerleading program. Stunting is now allowed again at Duke. Like, lots of change.
Yeah.
And the big three.
Nothing stays.
Basketball, football, and cheerleading. You heard it here first. Cheerleading's in the big three. Oh gosh. Anyway, but yeah, just new opportunities. That's something to be thankful for. And,
definitely new opportunities. I would say, like, lastly for me, the one last thing that I want to make sure I mention is that I'm very thankful for you. Now as your official husband. The wedding ring only comes off for athletic competitions. I don't even know if I call them athletic competitions now. They're just me running around.
So I said pursuits.
But I'm definitely very thankful for you. Happy that we're married. You kind of like, when I was a little boy, like I always, being from the South, you kind of like think about like what your life is gonna be like, and like when you're gonna get married and things like that. Yes, ladies, it is true. Guys think about these things.
I was gonna say, is that a Southern thing, or is that just a?
No, maybe it was just a me thing. I don't know. I changed that. I don't want to say all guys. Like I have definitely thought about like when I was gonna have kids, when I was gonna get married, and I definitely thought like it would happen a lot sooner in my life than what it did. But I kind of let go of all the pressure of like getting married. I definitely would not say that I felt like pressure to get married. It was always in my ideal world, this is when I would ideally get married and have kids, and kind of this is what my life would be like. But it's life does not always go according to plan, but it is as it should be. And I am thankful for you. I'm thankful for like my family and everybody that has had a little part in making William Jamar Wright who he is.
And I'm also thankful for this little cuddle bug. But yeah, that's what we're doing.
All right, deuces. See you guys next time.
Happy Thanksgiving.